Welcome to NEXTGames' Intense Ambuscade series, September 2023, against Mamool Ja. Now the last time we saw this was quite some time ago, in November of 2020. Now it's one of the more challenging and time-consuming runs due to all the mechanics involved. So I'll first go over the mechanics that you're going to see during this fight. Then I'm going to go into two ways I've come up with to deal with those, and get wins on both the easy and normal difficulties when you're solo this month. First, let's start with key item acquisition. Now you will need one Mamool kill for your first key item of the day, and 3 kills for multiple runs in that same day. Now the main place I go for these kills is to head to Baflau Thickets, home point warp number 1, as you see me doing here. Here, you can find lots of Mamool for your daily key item. Now let's talk about the run itself, starting with the enemies that you're going to see. Unlike most months, each difficulty has the same enemies, so it's important to know the abilities and weaknesses of each, regardless of the difficulty that you're on this month. Now let's go ahead and start with the Pozzetto Autark, who is the main enemy of this fight and is a ninja. He has very high defenses and evasion. Those can be lowered by removing the aura from him, and the way you do that is by removing all the auras from the other Mamool that are fighting with him in this arena. Now he has access to all of Ninja's usual spells, including Utsusumi-san. The main abilities that you will want to look out for are Miasma, which is an AoE poison and plague ability that you will need to rely upon your trust to get off of you, and Hemotoxin Wheel, which is a massive damage single target attack used on anyone who uses offensive magic against the Autark. Now in fact, all of the Mamool have nasty retaliation moves to anyone who uses offensive magic against them, so make sure that you keep this in mind. Now another benefit of removing that aura from this main Autark NM is it will remove the access to Mijingalkri, which on easy and normal will only wipe your trust and hit you for a few hundred damage, but on higher difficulties can easily wipe the entire party. On the normal and below, he's going to use Mijingalkri only once at 2 to 5% hit points, but on higher difficulties will perform it much more frequently. Now in regards to the other enemies in the field, there is the Lancer, who is a Dragoon who will summon 3 Wyvern pets immediately once he's engaged. And when his aura is up, if magic is used against him, he will retaliate with a 2-minute Silence and Amnesia ability. Now you can remove this aura by using Distortion skill chains or critical hits. Now when the Lancer is defeated, his Wyverns will immediately disappear, so I usually choose just to ignore them and take him out early on in the run. Now the next enemy is the Moringst, who is a monk and bard who will use 100 Fist and Hydro Shot that will reset hate. Now when the aura is up, any magic used on this mob will be retaliated with a strong 200 tick poison and pushback effect. You can remove this aura by using fragmentation skill chains or critical hits. Next, we have the Erudite, a black mage who is immune to silence and will use Mana Font. Now the main annoyance here is the frequent use of Shock Spites, which can drastically slow down your meleeing of this enemy. Now you can remove the Erudite's aura by using a fusion skill chain or with critical hits. Now the final enemy we need to talk about that's on the field here is the Protector, who is a paladin. Now the Protector is immune to silence and will use Invincible at around 80% health. Now when his aura is up, he will retaliate with a 2-minute Silence and Amnesia effect as well if any magic is used upon him. Now to remove the aura, you want to use Gravitation skill chains or critical hits. So with all of this information on the enemies, these auras, and what the abilities are that they can do, what strategies can we use to take them on? Well, I have 2 to show you today. One that ignores the auras, and another that properly deals with them. Now both of these strategies involve the use of Sleepga, as most of the enemies are quite susceptible to it, and it proves as the best way to slow this fight down. Now in the first example that you're seeing right now, I'm taking on this fight on the easy difficulty and eliminating the auras with critical hits. Now the reason for this is the enemies don't have a lot of hit points, so just a few weapon skills will take them out, making using skill chains to remove these auras quite difficult. I'm therefore using a specific set of gear that gives me an 85% boost to my critical hit rate, in continually sleeping the adds while I try and lower the aura of the enemy that I'm currently fighting. Now you're going to always want to have Sleepga ready and have one eye on that Autark, so that the second you see him wake up, you can cast Sleepga immediately and hopefully get it on him before he even gets to you. Now be sure not to use any weapon skills until the aura is down, and once the aura does come down, finish off that enemy as quickly as you can. Normally it will only take a skill chain to do so, and then move on to the next in line. Now the order I recommend that you kill is starting with the Paladin first, since you can't sleep him. Then move on to the Lancer, as those Wyverns also can't be slept and can be a pain to deal with at the start of the run. I will normally then move on to the Monk, and then finish with the Erudite. Once the aura is removed from all four, the aura will then drop from the main Autark NM, and he will no longer have access to Mamool Ja, and will also have lost his defensive boost, making him a much faster kill. Now with his aura down, the fight should be fairly straightforward from here, as you can quickly finish off the final remaining enemy. Now with this strategy, runs on the easy difficulty normally take about 7 minutes, and you should be able to be accomplished by most jobs that have a high critical hit rate gear set and a Black Mage sub job. By using this aura removing strategy, most soloers should be able to take on the easy difficulty this month, and most parties should be able to take on very difficult when using these strategies. Now if you don't have Sleep Gut and you're solo, you can try to just go at it like a normal run and ignore those auras. I did manage a few runs today on easy where I just brute forced the enemies down as quickly as I could. Just make sure that you're prepared to deal with the last 2 to 5% of health on that main NM, as your trust will normally get wiped when Mamool Ja is used. Now let's talk about the second strategy. This one will also allow you to beat easy in those same 7 minutes, and even accomplish a normal solo win in about 15 minutes. Now this strategy has you using Sleep Gut just like before, but we instead will quickly dispatch with each enemy, leaving us with only a single foe who has high defense. With this strategy, I start with Sleep Gut just like before, and then get a weapon skill in on the Protector. He will then use Invincible, so we will switch to the Lancer to quickly kill him before Invincible on the Protector is down. Once we finish off with the Lancer, we switch back to the Protector, re-sleep all the enemies, and then finish off that Protector now that Invincible has worn off. We then take out the Monk, followed by the Black Mage, which usually only take about a skill chain each, while keeping all the other mobs slept. Once we get down to just the Autark, we need to pull them as far away from our trust as we can, and get to work making sure not to let our shadows drop at any point during the run. Now damage will be low, but it should be a fairly straightforward fight from here. When you get to near 5% hit points, make sure you have Megawari up just in case Mamool Ja happens to hit for a lot, but in my examples I have yet to see it deal more than a few hundred damage. Now once he uses Magen, your trust will be dead. Get in your remaining 1 to 2 skill chains to finish the fight and earn your 3600 hallmarks if you're on that normal difficulty. Now you can see me using an example of this strategy on the easy difficulty here. I'll also be releasing a normal difficulty example tomorrow that I left out of this video due to its length. Please enjoy the rest of this battle example. that's going to be it for the September 2023 Intense Ambuscade against Mamool Ja. I hope you found that helpful. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time. Stay safe and stay healthy out there.